My name's Susan, and I'm a toy and game designer, and my husband and I have a company called Idea Duck. We design very low-tech toys. They're paper toys, fabric toys, and wooden toys. I designed a game called Qwirkle, and Rick asked me to come here and tell you the story of Qwirkle, which is why I'm here. Qwirkle is a game that consists of 108 wooden blocks. And these are wooden blocks like dominoes, and each wooden block has a shape on it in a specific color. So there's a block with a red circle, and a block with a yellow circle, and so forth. I tried to explain the game in 40 seconds, but I can't do it, so I'm going to give you the really shorthand version of it. It's been described as Scrabble with shapes and colors. So this is what the board looks like at the end of a game of Qwirkle, and you have 6 shapes and 6 colors, and this is how it works. Qwirkle was natural for me to do because I am a toy designer, and that's what my job is, and this is basically a toy that's also a game. But my hobby is board gaming, and my husband and I, this is a picture of the 10th anniversary of our monthly game night, and these are 2 friends who were at that very first game night. So we have a bunch of friends over to play games once a month, and we play a lot of European games and German games, and one of the games that doesn't get played very often is Scrabble. I'm not particularly good at Scrabble, but I like it. Here you see my friend Jessica and my friend Dave playing Scrabble at our house, and they're really good Scrabble players. I can't keep up with them, but I was watching them and I was thinking, the part of Scrabble I love is when you make 2 words at once. And I just was thinking about this, and a couple days later I had a dream, basically, of a Qwirkle board. And I woke up and I said, that's interesting, I'm going to go make that, because I have a job that lets me get up and do that. So I went and made this with paper, and I printed it, and I played it against myself, and I said, there's something interesting here. So at that point it had 8 shapes and 8 colors, and I played it against myself a lot, and then it evolved, and I played it with other people. My mom won the very first game of Qwirkle, and it went through a couple different revisions. Here it is where it's pretty much the same gameplay. It's 6 shapes and 6 colors. The tiles are very thin, and my husband had a great idea that they be more like domino tiles and stand up on their own, so that was the next version I made. And that's the one I ended up sending to the publisher. So the next slide shows Abstractle. That's the name I submitted it under. You can see it's almost exactly like the game is today. It's 108 wooden blocks, and they're the same shape, same colors, and I sent it under this name, and the publisher I sent it to is a company called Mindware, and what they produce is brainy toys for kids of all ages, and I thought, you know, this game would be a good match for them. And they thought so too. So I sent it to Mindware, and they took it almost exactly the way I sent it to them. They wanted to change the colors, they wanted to have plastic pieces, and we fought on that, and I won. But then it came down to the name, and they came up with the name Qwirkle, and I said, oh yeah, that's fine. It's a great name, I love it, I'm so lucky they came up with a better name than I did. I'm glad they won that battle. So this is a picture, this is my Christmas card for 2006, that's the year Qwirkle came out. And it had a good year. It was basically only available in the Mindware catalog. It was exciting for me because it was the first product I had that families could play together as opposed to just kids playing with it by themselves. So we had a launch party and we were very excited. After Christmas comes Toy Fair. Toy Fair is huge. It's gigantic. It's things like this. It's 1,000 people. I mean, it's 1,000 companies. It's in New York. It's at the Javits Center. There's thousands of products introduced there every year. And I was just excited that Qwirkle was going to be there. It ended up being at the Mindware booth in the very back, in a little booth. The next picture shows the Mindware booth. There it is. And I didn't think it was really going to be noticed, but I was glad to have it introduced there. And it did get noticed. The Washington Post added it to their list of the 25 most exciting toys at Toy Fair that year, which just blew me away. I was like, nobody's going to notice this, but it did get noticed. And after Toy Fair comes award seasons in the toy industry. And awards, Qwirkle won a bunch of awards. And the ones they chose to put on the box were the Mensa Select Award, the Parents' Choice Gold Award, and the Major Fun Award. And I love that they put these on the front because basically it says Smart Family Fun. And that's what I wanted my game to be. So Christmas 2007 was Qwirkle's second Christmas, and it sold out across the country. Nobody was expecting that. Mindware had to airship in 2 containers of the game, and it still wasn't enough to meet the demand. It was just something that got away from us, and we weren't expecting it. It was very thrilling to see that happen. So Toy Fair that year was a bigger booth and a spinning Qwirkle box, which was so fun. I got to stand underneath the spinning Qwirkle Qwirkle box and teach people Qwirkle, which was just a treat. And it did really well that Christmas too. That was Christmas 2000. That was Christmas 2008, and the Pink Pages do a board game recommendation every year. And the San Francisco Chronicle listed Qwirkle in their recommendations. I got a little clappy guy, and I'm a toy designer. I never thought I'd get a little clappy guy. I was so excited. So Qwirkle was doing so well that Mindware said, well, we'd like you to do Qwirkle too. I said, great, what's Qwirkle too? They said, you figure that out. So it became Qwirkle Cubes, which came out last year. The gameplay is basically the same, but you have a hand of cubes instead of tiles, and you roll them to change the shapes on them. That came out last year, and the other exciting thing that happened last year is that Qwirkle went into Target. I'm a specialty toy designer. I never thought any product I designed would be in Target, but last year it went into Target. It did well enough over the Christmas season that they carried it spring and summer, and they're carrying it going into this Christmas season. It's done really well for them. So Christmas last year, 2009, was Qwirkle's best year yet. It did really well at Target, and it's done really well at Amazon. It reached number 2 on the bestsellers list, which was amazing, in toys and games, not all products, just toys and games. And it's about to reach 365 days in the top 100 toys on Amazon. And it's gone into a bunch of different countries, so all of those things are happening, which is just thrilling to see. And this last picture is me at Toy Fair this year. Mindware has a bigger booth. There's a spinning box. The other side of it is Qwirkle. And I was demoing Qwirkle and Qwirkle Cubes. I got to demonstrate both. And Qwirkle's now in 24 countries. And for me, it's just so exciting because I had a blessing of a good idea and I was able to follow through on it. And that's the story of Qwirkle.